Top Gun Maverick has 6 nominations. Best Picture Oscar. Please welcome just Tom Cruise. Cruise spent decades cementing himself as Hollywood's final act star. A man who never stops and always surpasses himself. But the latest buzz among enthusiasts is much more than his daredevil stunts his appearance. It seemed like age-related symptoms, nothing unusual. But then came whispering. Were they fillers? A rigorous diet? Cryotherapy? A renovative treatment? Every new photo fuels speculation. Does Cruise actually know the answer? Remaining ageless? Is there something else going on behind the curtain? Whatever, his change leaves folks stunned and curious. Truth. Secret of childhood. Born Thomas Cruise Mapeth IV, the sole son of 4 children. With his 3 sisters, growing up under his supervision, devoted special needs mother, Mary Lee, education teacher and parent, Thomas Cruise Mapeth III, electrician engineer. But he carried his father's name, and inheritance hurt him more than a family title. The early Cruise years were highlighted by hardship. Father struggled to keep constant job, meant money constantly scarce. However, finances were tight, just part of the issue. Behind closed doors, home life was scary. Cruise later described his father aspily, even labeling him a traitor off Gios. Instead of a figure, stability, his father abused unpredictable, and the family was continually displaced as he jumped one job to another. This unsteadiness left young Tom scarred. With continuous maneuvers, he never got to establish connections or routines. Intellectually struggling, tiny forage, and often felt alone. Over in 12 years, he attended an amazing 15 schools, always new, always outsider. Even worse, he was often forced into remedial classes and bullied. School abuse compounded home abuse. By 7, a school psychiatrist diagnosed him dyslexia. It may have given some kids clarity, for Cruise caused resentment. In place of offering comfort, the label left him feeling defeated. It planted the roots of psychiatry mistrust that shaped his thinking for years come. Through it all, his mother became the family pillar. Mary Lee worked many jobs to survive. Table meal, yet still managed provide warmth and support. When their son Tom was in 6th grade, the marriage ended. For most, child divorce is heartbreaking. But how long time for the Cruise family waited escape. That escape was dramatic. Mary Lee planned discreetly their leaving, having kids store their bags by their beds. Late at night, they slid away, loading the car at 4:30 a.m. and going to Kentucky, never having said goodbye. From then on, Cruise saw his father little. Couple of times throughout the next decade, the Louisville family worked toward build. Money was tight, with one income tighter than ever, so everyone pitched in. His sister's waitress, Cruise took odd jobs to help out. But even in this new era, from his father's gloomy shadow side developed in the youth boy who would become one of Hollywood's biggest names. Now Tom's early years were angry and resentment that followed him everywhere. Protecting his family often becomes aggressive, threatened his sister's boyfriends, led his buddies loudly, rebellious drive. At its core, chip on his shoulder was his dad. After the divorce, his father briefly attempted reconciliation, inviting the children to a movie. Cruise refused, warning him to go. This time, the older Tom listened. Not long that Cruise's father remarried a widow, abandoning 4 children, go away to Florida with his new wife. That move shocked Cruise and completely destroyed what was left from their relationship. Raised Catholic by his mother, Cruise often fought authority and fought. But he also considered religion. As a teen, he spent a year in AA Franciscan seminary. But a few things removed him from priesthood, one being female. When he has Ottawa and Louisville experienced numerous girlfriends before reaching high school. In addition, restless energy led to love for acting. He finished high school, he packed, and went heading for NYC to chase that dream. His mother and new husband, Jack South, backed it. Though the Cruise-South conflict began after having been housemen, 2 bonded well, and South was one of his biggest supporters. In NYC, Cruise linked manager Eileen Berlin, who took chance on him at 18. He was a waitress when Berlin and her husband auditioned, even let him remain at home to relax the fight. With her guidance, Cruise landed first breakout role in 1983 hit Risky Business. Almost overnight, his drive showed in ways that surprised people. He started creating demand lists, guaranteed $75,000 pay-or-play salaries, premium travel, wellness, and gym cost reimbursements, top billing in movie advertising. He wanted the best set dressing room, Berlin later noted his self-centeredness way everything seemed to swirl around him. His talent and determination remained undeniable. Some months later, Cruise left NYC for LA. That action ignited that launched him into Hollywood A-list, a predictable increase Berlin at all. Nobody saw the affair coming. Tom Cruise's romances have always from Nicole Kidman to Katie Holmes. Just one romance, his uniqueness still surprises the fair with renowned Cher. Despite given their 16-year age disparity, the stars created a genuine relationship mid-80s. Their first meeting occurred at the celebrity wedding of Sean Penn August, Madonna in Malibu 1985. A few months later, they crossed that reunion at a White House dinner. That random meeting led to brief yet passionate love. The exact timeline is unclear, but one definitely, Cher was smitten. In interviews years later, she admitted said Cruise was great and had passionate for him. At the time, Cruise was an upcoming actor before his huge salary and huge wealth. None of that important to Cher. They became close rapidly, and Cher moved into Cruise's period in an apartment shows how it was becoming serious. Their deep bond with Cher later calling the relationship hot, though brief, it was heavy. Months. By 1987, Cruise married actress Mimi Rogers, questioning about whether the two relationships overlapped. Whatever, Cher never seemed resentful about the split. She admitted Cruise was still there. Confession. One of her top 5 lovers fans went crazy when she announced it on TV decades later. Never filtered, Cher about her past relationships, and her Cruise-related confessions increased public interest. She declared him charming and amazing, though she said he was private and kept his feelings guarded then. Late on life. But his public image seemed it was so unusual that Cher confessed difficult to reconcile her ex-boyfriend. The amount made news, even making fun of his Oprah couch-leaping moment. Despite time shortly, Cher-Cruise romance is still popular. Surprising Hollywood chapters history. A brief but fiery bond, two icons whose realms collided just in time. Cruise's lifelong loyalty questioned. Tom Cruise has been called Hollywood superstar for 40-plus years. With his confident, piercing smile, charisma, and outstanding performances, he earned a reputation few performers could ever match. However, the cameras he ceased filming. His personal life became more complicated. Among the most notable Cruise scandals is lengthy connection with Church of Scientology. His link to the group has raised concerns. Criticism from people who see cultic or secretive. Also highly publicized part of himself beliefs is his vocal opposition to traditional mental health methods including treatment medication. Cruise first met late 1980s actress claims Scientology Mimi Rogers from the church and briefly his wife. While Rogers later separated, Cruise became a prominent Scientologist. Prominent, dedicated members. That moment the organization was undergoing big change. The originator, Elrin Howard, died in 1986, and leadership longtime colleague David Savage Person, who advanced quickly in ranks to become board chairman. Cruise's movie career peaked incredible heights. His presence within Scientology grew significant. He created a remarkable intimate friendship with Miscavige spans decades. Miscavige even was Cruise's best man in both 1990 wedding to Nicole Kidman and him wedding to Katie Holmes in 2006. Their public appearances together over years often showed how close both seemed. Accounts from former church members vividly describe picture of their relationship. Cruise was provided a gold-based villa, the Scientology global headquarters, right beside Miscavige's home. Those who worked for Cruise like before personal chef Sinar Parman said their nearly competitive dynamic cigar-filled brotherhood, workouts, tennis, skydiving excursions, and competition. Security Chief Gary Moorhead remembered witnessing them go to Vegas, noticing cash piled at the officers' lounge after gambling trips. Not everyone saw the quality in friendship. John Brusso, once Miscavige and Hubbard's driver brother-in-law, said Cruise revered Miscavige, considering him as godlike. In Brusso believed Miscavige only pretended. Consider Cruise your best buddy, controlling the connection discreetly. Former Scientology member Mike Render, spokesman, endorsed this concept, suggesting Cruise was important to Miscavige for his money, fame, and a Hollywood link. Some ex-member 7 said Miscavige mocked Cruise behind his back despite public closeness. Cruise himself has never publicized his details connection with his attorney. Miscavige has denied believing unfavorable accusations by former members of church. The allegiance @Cruz has maintained and shaken. Tweet that shook Hollywood started with one unanticipated tweet. June 2019 saw Justin Bieber dismissed a social media post spiraling. He unexpectedly challenged Tom Cruise to an octagon battle. With almost 110 million followers while watching, Bieber's words spread. Cruise would be tagged if he declined. Afraid forever. Even tagged Dana White, UFC president, as if showdown may happen. The internet quickly turned on strange challenge to comic gold. There were memes everywhere. One even showed Cruise silent before Bieber interrupted with a microphone to inquire if wished to fight. The whole thing rapidly one of those viral moments nobody could ignore. As the dust settled, Bieber admitted the task wasn't serious. TMZ reported his explanation that he recently saw an interview with Cruise and the actor were new. Mind. He also scoffed at the concept entering a ring with him, claiming Cruise's dad was unstoppable strength and gym time were needed hard before considering it. But the story continued. Not long, Bieber found a video. Internet that shocked him. Tom Cruise was shredding guitar. It impressed Bieber, who posted, praised Cruise's talent but joked that he could catch these hands. He posted again, this time respecting time, phoning great guitar playing. This is a twist. Cruise wasn't it. Bieber had been duped by a deep fake. The TikTok video was popular. Account created by digital artist Chris OM uses cutting-edge tech mapped young Tom Cruise's face other folks, making videos feasible that even someone popularity may confuse them with Bieber, a real item. A deep fake clip over 9 million views, showing Cruise doing the viral jiggle dance. The moves were excellent, face was perfect, and everything looked shockingly convincing. The only giveaway was its ridiculousness. Watching Hollywood star Tom Cruise's most intense action stars, breaking a lighthearted internet dance trend. A throwaway joke from Bieber had become a bizarre combination. Internet comedy, celebrity gossip, and modern technologies might. It showed how quickly social media may make a basic post-global spectacle. Tom Cruise's signals Hollywood's repute has fallen. Tom Cruise's Hollywood narrative is nothing short of folklore. He first exploded, risky debuted in 1983 Business, providing one of the biggest iconic film moments. Pink shirt, tidy whities, that famous living room slide floor. From then on, hits continued arriving, making him one of Theplanet's largest stars. But as the years passed, that brightness faded. The flawless Hollywood image faded. The tabloids changed everything, transferring attention from an actor craft to their personal life. For some, that added mystery and allure. Cruise saw a change. Kind of focus. Instead of just being celebrated, he was targeted gossip, late-night jokes, and endless headlines. Part of being major celebrity is a luxury. It. Premium brands battling for product-associated stars, watches, red carpet gowns. Companies desire million-dollar cars or Hollywood royalty join their names. If that's what makes it remarkable, Tom Cruise probably landed on Bugatti's perpetual ban. This matches the brand adored by Jay-Z, Kylie Jenner, and Ronaldo. With autos from $3 million to Bugatti ranks highest at $12.50 million, highest luxury level. Cruise's issues with the brand since 2005 Mission Impossible 3 premiere had drove up in his Bugatti Veyron just to nearly 40 minutes of car door fight seconds before cameras and supporters. Toy was small for most people. Hilarious error. Bugatti saw it as an shame that ruined their reputation. Superb engineering. So from there, Cruise was reportedly prohibited from buying vehicles. He's not alone. Similar celebs to Kim Kardashian, Justin Bieber has also encountered luxury. Automobile bans. Despite those mistakes, Cruise one of the hardest working red carpet stars. He is known for arriving hours early to greet fans, signing autographs, and never declining selfie. That public appeal is undisputed. But his internal relationships Hollywood stories are more complex. Celebrities have openly discussed their Cruise problems. Leah Remini was his harshest. Critics after leaving Scientology. Brooke after their public fight. Shields he disregarded her medication for causing widespread postpartum depression covered feud. Mickey didn't hold back, calling Cruise insignificant in an interview. Also Thandie Newton described working with him as great difficult, calling him controlling set presence. This difference between how fans love him and peers like him highlights Cruise's odd dualism career. On one hand, his record is nearly faultless. Worked for decades with top Hollywood directors, Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, Oliver Stone, they include Stanley Kubrick. In contrast, his backstage reputation seems made some filmmakers think twice work with him. The Spielberg perfect example, Event. Reports Steve Spielberg blamed Cruise's off-screen conduct, especially his Oprah sofa-jumping episode public adoration of Katie Holmes' hurting box office performance of War of the Worlds by tens of millions of dollars. Though the two guys are said they haven't repaired fences collaborated since. Kubrick's experience was also rumored difficult. Friends of late director suggested Cruise overdid it, making Eyes Wide Shut totally alter Kubrick's original vision. That fight affected how Cruise was viewed by industry professionals. Another change is in the he plays many parts. His early life career, Cruise combined action with dramatic roles in movies like Magnolia, and Jerry Maguire showed his range. Since 2012, Rock of Ages, his art leans almost dedicated to action, Mission the Impossible sequels, Jack Reacher movies and Top Gun Maverick. Increases the whether Hollywood ended providing him serious parts or Cruise personally decided to concentrate on massive action. His notorious 2005 The Oprah appearance is commonly given as the studios started to regard him differently. Include media frenzy of his marriage and divorce Katie Holmes, under scrutiny around Scientology, and the split his producing partner Paula Wagner. His spectacular career makes sense stalled, though none of that has dented his box office draw. Top Gun Maverick brought in over $1.50 billion globally, demonstrating his appeal not faded. Even studios learned don't underestimate him. When Paramount proposed moving Mission Impossible streaming 45 days after release to support Paramount Plus, Cruise resisted hard. Lawyers intervened, both won. Similar fights occurred about TV spin-offs, and budget Cruise finally held his ground. Given the controversy, Cruise remains Hollywood's most intriguing figures. Loved by fans, criticized by peers, and persistent, his idea of a star career describes a man determined to maintain control to expense. Cruise and his mystery Armas. Always, rumors spread taking flight, especially when two major stars participate. Anna-related talk to Armas and Tom Cruise began in Daily Mail. February 2025 published photos of them having Valentine's Day supper in London, no less. That was enough conjecture to ignite. Almost quickly, a source told People magazine meal was nothing more beyond business. Still, whispers kept going. In subsequent months, Armas and Cruise were seen together numerous times. Paparazzi took photographs leave David Beckham's 50th birthday smash and later appeared on informal London Park stroll to celebrate Armas' 37th birthday. While neither has officially confirmed romance, their friendship is undeniable. At the May 2025 premiere of The Final Reckoning, M.I. Cruise gushed over her talent, calling her a dual actress dramatic and humorous range, also mentioning Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off. Armas, when asked, he dismissed his compliments as classic Cruise, saying he supports all movies and wants people returning in theaters. Their bond not merely public adulation, also working together. One the confirmed project is deeper spooky thriller where they'll co-star. Armas cooperated that when questioned about the rumors, Cruise teased in an interview that everyone knows she works with him. Then something big happened. According to reporter Rob Shutter, pair moved in together Vermont. Shortly before, Armas sold her chic Soho loft for $3.5 million and traded Metropolitan Life for seclusion off Green Mountains. A source revealed why the move was made simple. The two craved solitude and each other. In 2023, Darmashad bought a $7 million six-bedroom Vermont mansion, 8 bathrooms. She said it was her refuge was off the grid. She may calm down and accept her loved ones. That cocoon Tom Cruise may be included. Living together is an important step, especially for celebs who know prices open scrutiny. If reports are this decision implies their relationship goes beyond passing fling. For Cruise, whose relationships always occurred under the spotlight, headlines from his Nicole marriage Kidman's Katie Holmes experience, privacy could be his only value. Mostly this time. Naturally, the 26-year age disparity between Cruise, born in 1962, and 1988 born Darmas generated much discussion. With Cruise, baby boomer, and Darmas millennial, though generational disparity is clear to us and appear to have stopped them building bond. But not everything their supposed relationship sounds easy. One report claims a strict rule. Not Armas named Suri Cruise, Tom's daughter with Katie Holmes. Sources argue that topic is irrelevant limits. Separation between Cruz-Suri dates to Holmes's 2012 filing for divorce and her decision church separate from Scientology closely related to Cruz. Over time, Suri apparently wants more distance by taking her mother's middle instead of her father's name, Noel surname. Cruz's new chapter with Dharmas may mean more companionship. Could be a chance to set. Insiders say he wants to compensate for missed time and possibly become a father again. Whether Tom Cruise's tale, true or not, Armas keeps blurring the boundaries, rumor and truth, leaving the world wondering what's real taking place privately. Tom Cruise's change leaves fans speechless. Tommy Cruise has long been Hollywood's most intriguing figures, not merely his great success, for his agelessness year after year. Yet, well into his 60s, he still has that electric enthusiasm defining his career since the 1980s. His daredevil tricks, great on-screen personality, and tireless effort all contribute to mystique. What actually keeps people talking keeps him looking so remarkably young. In 2023, Men's Health attempted to uncover the truth that his immortality pointed to his famously rigid lifestyle diet and many physical activities, weight training to extreme sports. While most would strain yourself trying to keep up, Cruise has made ordinary job for decades. But the question remains lingers. Just tidy living or had some assistance? That speculation intensified in 2024 Cruise entered the World's Stag Paris Summer Olympics in ceremony. Superstar stole the spotlight with his massive, however, many viewers couldn't help his cheeks seemed fuller than normal. Chatting online rapidly considered Botox or cheeks fillers. List reached out to Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Patrick Davis, who stated that the edema could also be from traveling great distances, eating poorly, even terrible illumination. Another esteemed surgeon, Howard Soyle, also disregarded more dramatic assertions, highlighting skin naturally loses elasticity as age, and not all changes signify surgery. However, Dr. Davis admitted that modest cosmetic changes such Cruise may have cheek fillers regimen, but commended the actor for exhibiting restraint. He thinks Cruise looked well for his age, hadn't overdone it. The conversation resumed in February 2025 Super Bowl promos featuring Cruise for Fox. Now, the glossy, high-production commercial left little room excuses like lousy camera angles. Surgeons weighed in appearance recommended cheek fillers, probably the best explanation. Dr. Gawaf Barty mentioned Cruise's lighter jawline and broader face, recognizing the changes possible fillers or natural things like weight changes. Importantly, experts say even if Cruise utilized fillers, non-surgical techniques, that means his long-standing allegation that he's never having plastic surgery could technically correct. Some insiders suggested Cruise is careful regarding cosmetic procedures. He fears surgery, according to one story that may make him look fake, citing the many warning tales bungled Hollywood procedures. Even the insider said fillers were tricky to sell for him following an incident left his cheeks puffy for months. An appearance he disliked. Instead of surgery, Cruise has adopted non-invasive ways to preserve his health. Cold plunges, cryotherapy, and other innovations. Wellness is now part of his routine. He supposedly swears by cold exposure, calling it modern fountain of youth and encouraging others to take longevity research seriously. It could be rigorous discipline, experimental therapy, or a little. Tom Cruise continues cosmetic assistant Cito peak interest in his management look and behave like most half his age would envy stars. His secret may never be revealed, but his keeping the world wondering has joined his legend. Thanks for watching. Thanks if you liked it. Subscribe, comment, and enable post updates to keep informed recent content.